Hello, and welcome back to Stories from Sector 8, the sort of podcast that I do for Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy, and / Age of Sigmar. This is another 40k story. I played this game on the 17th, the Saturday. I'm recording this on Sunday, so my memory might be a little hazy as to what went on, but I'm recording it a day later because when I was able to record on Saturday, it was far too late. I was tired and drowsy, and I probably wouldn't remember as much as I would remember now with a clearer head. It was a team game, a 2v2. We played 1,000 points per player, so it was 2,000 points a side, and it was me as orcs with my partner as Blood Angels versus Chaos, and just Chaos. Both of our opponents were playing Chaos. As I said before, I do make notes whenever me or my opponent uses reserves. They use reserves, so that is something that I will point out. I don't like reserves. Been into this. The score at the end was 10-13 with us at 10, but although it sounds close, it wasn't. It was nowhere near close. We got crushed. We got tabled on turn 4, and we got destroyed. It was Purge the Alien, which means just kill things for points. There's no objectives to hold or anything like that. Gotta try to remember what everybody had here, and it's gonna be difficult. I had a war boss, a pain boy, 2 groups of shooter boys with 20 people in them, 2 groups of shooter boys. I had 1 group of regular boys. I had 2 groups of knobs, 5 each in trucks. And I had a weird boy. My partner had a unit of Vanguard, 2 tactical squads, and I actually think that's it. He pretty much sunk all of his points into his Vanguard. The opponent had on one side, one of them wasn't, one of them was using the new supplement book called Trader's Hate, which we will definitely be going into. The other one was playing Khorne Demonkin. So neither of them were technically using the Chaos Space Marine Codex, but one of them was using a supplement for the Chaos Space Marine Codex, one of them was using a sort of pseudo codex on its own. The guy from the Trader's Hate had 3 units of Trader's Hate cultists. He had a Demon Prince and a group of Noise Marines 2 groups of Noise Marines in Rhinos. The other guy had he was playing 2 different things. He was playing, one was called the Khorne Demon, and the other one was playing what's called Renegades and Heretics. So he had Renegades, not Cultists. They're Renegades. They're better than Cultists. So he had Heretics, I think is what the actual term of the unit was called. He had 2 units of Heretics. No, 3 units of Heretics. 2 units of Marines. 2 Rhinos. And that's his army. So we go first, and we move forward, and we don't do a single thing in our shooting phase. We don't get to assault. We don't do a single thing in our shooting phase. We really did not do, literally, we did not do a thing. No wounds, nothing. The Noise Marines and the Rhinos had one of them had a Torrent flamer weapon, and the other had a just a regular flamer weapon. Both of them were AP3, strength 5 or 7 or something like that. So they were cleaning house pretty much from the beginning. There are a couple of things that I wanted to talk about in this game, and it basically all comes down to Trader's Hate. Trader's Hate is not on its okay. Trader's Hate is a broken supplement. It's too strong. It's overpowered. But not overall. It's just a few things that make it really, really powerful. Just a couple of things here and there. First off, and this one is not necessarily new, but I don't like it all the same. His units of cultists, when they die, he gets to roll a die. I said die twice there. When they die, they get to roll a die. You know what I mean. I don't remember what it was, but on good odds, because he succeeded it every time. It's probably like a 3-up or something, or maybe even a 2-up. The unit, on their following turn, immediately comes in from outflank. So you kill it, and it comes right back at full power. Granted, full power is less than 200 points, but it still is a unit that will forever come back unless he rolls bad, and he was not. That's annoying, but it can be dealt with by killing everything else. This is the big issue that was had this game. That they pretty much sealed the deal. They had a win button. They had a we win, the good game, thanks for playing button, and they hit it. In the Chaos Space Marine Codex, there is a boon chart, a boon table, which means when one of your Chaos characters kills another character, they get to roll on the boon chart, and they can either receive a reward or be cursed. But they invoke the Chaos Gods and say, "Give me a reward," and the Chaos God says, "Screw you," and turns you into a frog. Not like that, but with the Trader's Hate supplement book, if you take the detachment out of Trader's Hate, which he did, all of his characters get to roll on the boon chart every turn, regardless of whether or not they kill the character. All they have to do is exist. If they're alive and on the table, they roll on the boon chart. With the normal Chaos Space Marine Codex, this is limited to certain characters. With Trader's Hate, it is not. So he had his cultist sergeant, the cultist character in his cultist units, rolling on the boon chart. And keep in mind, this is a dude who's, I think he's 14 points. He's cheap. He's the same price as a Space Marine. A single Space Marine, something like that. This sergeant character, this sergeant guy. For this sergeant guy, everything on the boon chart is a blessing. There is no negatives. The worst thing on the boon chart that can happen to you is you turn into a Chaos Spawn. A Chaos Spawn is a 35-point beast. It's a little beast monster. If you were a 200-point Chaos Lord turns into a Chaos Spawn, you're very sad. That's why it's a negative thing. But for a 14-point sergeant, he's got nothing to lose. This is nothing but positives for him. He gets to roll 2d6 and see what happens. He rolled 2d6. He got 2 6s. His 14-point cultist immediately turns into a demon prince with upgrades, including flight. All of a sudden, for 14 points less, they got a demon prince, a second demon prince on the table. And basically all it cost him is 14 points to have that sergeant there. Nothing else. That was game over. I realized that this and summoning are not the same thing, but in my book, literally in the book I have in my hands, and in my own personal book, that is summoning. There's nothing more to it than that to me. You summoned a demon prince. Congratulations. You cheesy little gnome. That's it. There's not more we can do. He turned into a demon prince, I believe, turn 2. So we had already taken hits. What we had on the table remaining was not strong enough to... No, it was turn 3. He turned turn 3. What we had on the table was not strong enough to deal with either of the... we barely had the power to maybe kill the one demon prince, who was unwounded by this point. A second demon prince, it was no. We played the game out to the end. We let him table us, but no, it was done. By the end of it, he had all of his cultist squads remaining. One was wounded. We killed one, but it came back. So he had all 3 cultist spawns. Both of his rhinos were alive. Both of his tactical marine units didn't even have to leave the rhinos because they didn't need to. He didn't need the firepower. He just kept them in the rhinos because it wasn't necessary for them to leave. So he had his noise marine units in the rhinos, and he had a demon prince die, but the other demon prince was alive. We were tabled. The other guy had 1 unit of cultists, or his renegades rather, remaining, and a couple of marines. That's it. So one of their guys is almost tabled, but the other guy, he had 2 noise marine units that didn't even get the hell out of their tanks. It was, again, I know the score says 10-13, but it was not close. When you have units in rhinos that don't need to get out of the rhinos at all during the course of the game, it wasn't close. It was not close. What happened with one of the demon princes? The demon prince charged my war boss through terrain, and my war boss went snippity snip and killed it. Because since the demon prince charged through terrain, it was reduced to initiative 1, which is the same as my war boss. They killed each other. But the other demon prince was happy and fine, so yeah, it was pretty lame, pretty lame. That's really all I have to say on this one. Opponent summoned the demon prince. GG.